21-year-old student Michael Roman for wrecking her car. Betty's granddaughter, 18-year-old student Mira Crowell, says she loaned the car to Michael after a party.
Order. All rise.
Yeah, this is case number 527 on the calendar in the matter of Crowell versus Roman. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks have seats.
Miss Crowell, I assume that this is your granddaughter.
Yes.
And you had a car. You let your granddaughter borrow your car.
Yes.
Your granddaughter allowed the defendant to drive the car.
Right.
The defendant was in an accident.
Yes.
Damaged your car. You want him to pay for it. Right?
Right.
You, step up here. What's your first name?
Mira.
All right, Mira, when did you borrow your grandmother's car?
On January 11th,
How long had you been driving?
since I've been 15 years old.
Did you have a license when you were 15?
I had a learner's permit. I've been driving with my parents.
All right, now on the 11th of January, where did you meet Mr. Roman?
At a friend's house. We met at a friend's house in the early afternoon. And then in the late afternoon, like around 4 or 5, he asked to borrow my car to run his own personal errands.
Speak not until I get to you. Go ahead.
To run his own personal errands. And then he returned my car around 7 o'clock after
When he
dark.
said he wanted to borrow the car to run his own personal errands, he didn't say personal errands.
No, he said he was
said
going by his house or to his work or something. It was in the same general area. So I told him he could use the car because I'd driven with him before, and he drove perfectly fine. And I wasn't breaking any of the rules that my grandmother and I had agreed on when she let me use the car. And I had signed a contract for that. And
You mean you signed a contract with your grandmother?
yes,
Really?
yes, ma'am.
Good for you. Let me see the contract. Who prepared this agreement?
I did.
You crossed out number 1.
Because I started growing my hair out.
You had cut your hair very short? Mm-hmm. Like a crew cut?
No, well, I cut it really short and
Long in front.
yeah, it was long in the front.
Bird, I just want... Grandma's a tough cookie. I will not acquire any tattoos on my body. I will not allow any parts of my body to be pierced. Not use any drugs. Not smoke anything. Not consume any alcohol prior to age of 21. And never while driving the car. Maintain the car in clean condition. Will attend school. Take driver's ed. Will work or travel or attend school every summer. Will drive defensively, cautiously, and will not allow anyone under the age of 21 to drive this car. You signed it.
Yes, ma'am.
That's great.
Can I get a copy of this?
You sure can.
Thank you.
Bird wants a copy. You don't mind, do you? Okay. In any event, how old are you?
21.
So?
Can I, first by...
Shh, shh, shh. I'm not with you yet. So when he came back after borrowing the car, what happened?
He came inside and
How much later?
a few hours. And he came inside and told me he had something to tell me. And I was like, you know, what? And he told me he wrecked my car, he'd been in an accident. And I thought he was joking because I just, I didn't believe it. And he brought me outside to show it to me. And then he proceeded to apologize to me for wrecking my car and told me that he would take care of it for me. He told me then that he hadn't filled out an accident or police report. And so I asked him if we could do that. And he said, no, we can't, because it was a hit and run and it wasn't my fault. And at that point, I said, okay, well, I don't know what to do about it then, so we'll wait till tomorrow.
When did you let your grandmother know about the accident?
I was out of town. My mother died, and I was in Alabama taking care. She had just died and taking care of that, and I was going through that trauma. So Chris, my son-in-law, tried to take care of things for me. So.
Okay. When did you tell your father?
I told my father the next day, and he told me to contact my insurance company and see what they had to say, which I did. And they said that they wouldn't do anything because the insurance that I had wasn't collision insurance or...
What kind of car was this?
A 1993 Honda Civic EX.
You had personal injury insurance, but no collision, I assume.
Because I'm on a limited income, and with a teenager driving, I couldn't afford collision.
collision,
It was about
but you-
twice as much with the liability.
Okay. Can I see photographs of the car?
Yes, ma'am.
They're in
They're
the packet, Your Honor. They're on the back of Section 3 is the 3 estimates we got to repair the car, and the pictures are at the back of Section 3.
Thank you. Okay, you're up.
You ready? All right. Basically, how it started is I was at a party that I had met her. I think maybe this contract that she just gave you must be pretty recent for the fact that probably the first 5.
Listen to me.
The first 5.
All I want to know is how you got the car and how you got into this accident.
Okay, I'm gonna let you know. Basically, I was at this party. I had met. We had mutual friends. I had met her that night. It was late. Wasn't any time in the daytime. It was nighttime. Early morning, maybe 3, 4 in the morning. I was on my way out. I had plenty of friends there that could have given me a ride. I had no reason to ask her for the car. She asked me if I could pick up one of her friends. That her friend Wilma or somebody needed to be picked up. That she was having problems with her mom. She needed to get out of the house. So I said, look, at the same time, I need to bring my record back home. I've been up, tired. I need to bring it home. So I proceeded to bring my book bag home. On the way back...
I don't understand. I just didn't understand that, sir. Did I not understand it on purpose? First, you tell me she asked you to pick up her friend Wilma, and then you started to fumpy over, you had a book bag and a record, you wanted to bring it home. Let's get to, she asked you to pick up her friend Wilma? You also wanted to take a record home?
No, my record bag home, because I had it with me and I was...
So you wanted to take your record bag home? Stop playing with the pen. You wanted to take your record bag home?
Yeah.
So, now that I understand that, continue. So you said...
Well, after that, I told her that, I explained to her that, look, I didn't have insurance, I didn't have a car at the time, but I had a valid driver's license.
You had this whole discussion?
Yeah.
Listen to me. I want you to tell me everything that happened. Not everything that you believe should have happened, that you would have liked to have been said. Do you understand? Because I have had children who are teenagers, who are 19 and 20 and 21 years old. And if somebody asks you to take a friend home and you want to take your book bag home, you do not have a conversation about whether you have a valid driver's license or is there insurance on the car. Listen to me.
No,
listen to me. Now, you listen to me, because I'm smarter than you. You could live to be 200, you won't be as smart as I am. Do you understand that?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 18-year-old Mira Crowell says she loaned her grandmother's car to Michael Roman. Mira says Michael wrecked it and refuses to pay.
Just tell me the truth. Simple, clean, and easy. You were going to go pick up her friend and also go to your house to bring home a book bag.
Exactly.
Right.
But this wasn't on my choice. I didn't want to. From the beginning, once again, I did not want to bring her or even do her the favor of bringing
Then you don't do it.
Exactly.
Then
but,
you...
Exactly.
Then you don't do it.
Okay, exactly. But
Good.
She continued.
But you got... I don't care whether you're going to tell me that she continued to beg you, plead you, whatever. Put the pen down. Stop scratching your ear. You don't get behind the wheel of a car if you didn't want to do it. You did want to do it, so you got behind the wheel of her car. Is that right? Did she, in fact, point a gun in your head and say, go get my friend? Yes or no?
No.
Did she take out a knife, threaten you in any way?
No.
Did she threaten to call the police if you didn't do her this favor?
No.
Did she threaten to tell your family that you had done something grotesque to her?
No, ma'am.
No. So you got her keys, and you got in the car.
She gave me the keys.
Yes,
and I,
she gave you the keys.
Proceeded to go home to bring my record back home.
So the first thing you did was go home, right?
Right.
So you took care of your chore first, right?
Exactly.
Good. When did you get into the accident?
The reason, let me take one step back. The reason that...
No, you listen to me. You took your book bag home.
Mm-hmm.
Did you take your book bag home before or after the accident?
Before the accident.
So you got home with your book bag and there was no accident?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you left your house, where was your next stop?
To her friend's house.
And how far away was that from your house?
Maybe 3 miles.
And how far did you get before you had the accident?
Maybe 2 miles.
Now tell me about the accident.
I was coming down Highway 50, and that's a main highway, state road. There was a Cadillac in the fast lane. I was in the medium lane, the middle lane, proceeding down the road. I noticed that they kind of were driving hazardous. Whoever the person was driving just tapping their brake lights. They were kind of swerving. They proceeded to get in front of me, so I switched over lanes because I noticed, you know.
You switched over to the fast lane?
Yeah, I switched over to the fast lane to not be in back of them. They slammed on their brakes and turned this way, back into my lane. The bumper of the back bumper of her car touched the front bumper of the Civic, spun me off into there was a construction site going on at the time. There was temporary construction signs. Spun me off into a median. One of the temporary signs hit the windshield, spun me back off into the middle of the road. And I stopped the car, pulled it over, and as soon as I got out of the car, the other car kept going. So I proceeded to pull the car over into a parking lot because there was a mall right there. So I pulled it over, looked at the car, see if it was drivable. I realized that I wasn't too far from home. I was really nervous. I had previously explained to him that, you know, I didn't personally have insurance.
I don't believe that.
Okay, but...
So let's get over that. I don't believe that you personally explained to her that you had no insurance. It's not consistent with human experience.
That's a big part of my case. I mean...
It may be a big part of your case. I don't believe it.
But that...
I don't believe it.
Okay, so anyway, so basically after that had happened, I was nervous. I was kind of shook about the whole situation with the car. So I knew I was only maybe a mile and a half from the house where the party was going on still. Brought her back the car, explained to her the situation that had happened, brought her outside, showed her the car, and explained to her that I felt that we should call the cops and that I would personally tell them that I was driving and that at least they would have a police report of some sort. And from then on, we continued on. Nothing had happened. She never called the cops. 3 days later, we continued partying. We hung out. I continued to drive the car. She let me borrow the car the next day.
Did you let him borrow the car the next day?
Yes. And can I explain why?
Sure.
Because he had a pager, and he said that that was the only number he would give us, was his pager number. And he said that if he didn't get it paid for, that day I was going to get shut off. And I didn't want to I didn't want to lose contact with him. And the car was I wasn't going to drive it wrecked, like, all the way.
Baloney. That's a fib. All you have to do is have his name. You call the police. You say he was in an accident with my car. It was a hit and run. Somebody hit the car. Police come. They take his name. They take his address. I guarantee you, he doesn't need a cell phone in order for you to stay in contact with him. So that's a lot of baloney. You know it, and I know it. What do you want to say? You want to say something in defense of that?
In defense of me, if I could.
In defense of that baloney that she let him drive the car again after he wrecked it?
No.
Of course not. You don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that.
Right. There is no defense for that, right?
I agree.
Good.
Basically, one thing I was just trying to say is that, I mean, basically from the beginning of the whole situation when we first talked, I told her that I did not want to use the car, and I personally would not take responsibility.
Roman, listen to me, sir.
Yes, ma'am. I don't see why you don't...
We take responsibility for our actions. When somebody coerces you, threatens you with physical harm, sometimes people have to do things that they would ordinarily not do. Mm-hmm. If what you want me to believe is you were coerced into using this car because this young woman begged you, pleaded with you, wouldn't take no for an answer, and if you want me to accept that as an excuse, I will not.
No, that's not what I'm saying. If you let me finish, you'll hear what I'm saying. I personally just did not, regardless if it's my friend, if it was her, if it's any friend, if I do not have insurance, which I do not, and at the time I was going through problems with my car and my insurance and payments on that, I let her know. You see what I'm saying? That I did not have, no, just let me finish.
You said it before, and I'm telling you, you're a liar. At 4 o'clock in the morning, when you said this happened, you don't have a conversation with her and say to her, I'm going to take your car, and I'm going to first drop off my book bag at my house. Then I'll go pick up your friend. But by the way, I'm having trouble with my car and my own insurance, so therefore I don't have insurance. I hope you have insurance. Does that sound right to you as the parent of teenagers? It's inconsistent with Bird's and my experience as a parent.
You're still not understanding what I'm saying.
Oh, I'm understanding you. Oh, believe me. I'm understanding. You know what I'm understanding? Shh. You know what I'm understanding? What? You had an accident, and you got to pay for the car. You were driving, your fault.
But
you were driving, your fault, because if a Cadillac is in front of me swerving, what you do is you very slowly put on the brake. You slow down to about 20 miles an hour and you let the Cadillac get really far in front of you because it's 4 o'clock in the morning. They probably had a whole bunch to drink and you want to stay as far away from them as possible. That's what you do when you're an adult and when you are driving defensively. However, when you're a 21-year-old idiot, right, then you get right on the behind of the Cadillac. You move around, they change lanes, you change lanes, and all of a sudden you get into an accident. Not on purpose. You didn't mean to destroy her car, but you destroyed her car. She doesn't have collision insurance. She has liability insurance, which means that if you had killed somebody, that insurance would have had to have been responsible. But because you just wrecked the car, who was supposed to be responsible? Mrs. Cromwell, who was taking care of funeral arrangements? Her granddaughter, who was at the house, was nowhere near this accident? Or you, who had just taken care of your own chore, dropping off your own bag in your own house at 4 o'clock in the morning? Who do you think should be responsible? Or Bird, who was home in his house sleeping at 4 o'clock in the morning? You think about that, not you.
First, I'm telling you, I did not take responsibility for the car from the beginning. I told her that before I left. I didn't need you can laugh about it.
Let me ask you a question, sir.
It might be funny, but I mean it's not.
No,
really.
it's not. You're not funny. I want to tell you something. You're not funny. How many times has your license been suspended?
Once.
How did I know that?
How'd you know that?
Yeah, how did I know that?
Probably because they looked up my license and brought you papers and.
Huh?
Did that, Shamil?
Really?
I mean,
Just a second. Just a second. Is that what you think?
Hmm?
You think that they looked up your record and they brought me papers?
Well, I'm sure, possibly. I mean,
No, I'm telling you, sir, that's not how I know that your driver's license had been suspended at age 21.
Then you tell
At
me.
least once.
You let me know.
How did I know?
I don't.
Because I'm smart.
That's
it. You want to know something? Even Bird knew your license had been suspended at least once. You want to know why?
Why is that?
Because he's smart. The only one who just don't get it is you. When you destroy somebody's property, you have to pay for it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,012.93. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
26-year-old student Eileen Valerio is suing her former live-in boyfriend, 25-year-old sales rep Roger Hall, for his portion of an apartment lease and other bills. Roger is countersuing for the return of his belongings and for a permanent scar on his face.
Order. All rise.
Yeah, this is case number 521 on the calendar in the matter of Valerio versus Hall.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats, please.
Miss Valerio, at a time when you and the defendant were boyfriend and girlfriend, you decided to live together. You took a lease on an apartment, according to you, for a year. There was a problem with that living arrangement. The defendant was taken into custody for some act of domestic violence. You ultimately had a restraining order against him. Is that right?
That's true.
And what you want is for him to pay the remainder of the lease when he was no longer living in the apartment after the restraining order, and some other nonsensy stuff. But mostly it's the money for the lease. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
When did you move in?
September of 2000.
And how long did you actually live together?
Till December 9th of 2000.
Was it on the 9th of December that he was taken into custody?
Yes.
Who called the police?
Actually, he called the police first and hung up on them, and I called the police from a neighbor's house.
So you called the police first?
I did, yes.
Were those charges ultimately dropped?
Yes, they were.
Did you consent to a protective order, or was there a trial?
No, it was just dropped. Everything was just dropped.
Not the restraining order was not dropped.
Exactly.
That's what I asked you, sir. She has a restraining order against you. Did you consent to that restraining order, or was there a trial with regard to her?
There's no trial. I consent to it.
So as part of the restraining order, you knew that you would not be able to live in the house?
Correct.
And that's what you wanted?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you pay rent in December?
I had given her cash in December.
Did he pay rent for December?
He gave me $265, which was half of all the utilities from December and January.
Did he pay rent in November?
Yes.
Why do you think he should be responsible for the remainder of the lease?
He signed a lease for a year. It's not my fault that he got kicked out. It's not my fault that he made a mistake and can no longer live there. In order to get out of the lease, he has to pay a month in advance plus a half a month, but that entails me moving. I don't think I should have to move and pack up my stuff just because he can no longer live there.
Well, Ms. Valerio, according to Mr. Hall, he offered to pay the month and a half's rent to move out, but you would not have accepted that anyway.
That was never brought to my attention. He's been talking to the leasing agents, and they told him that they wouldn't allow it.
No, I thought that that was permitted in your lease.
Well, it is, but they're not allowing it because I have to move out, and they don't feel that I should have to move out, and neither do they.
You're not going to get your money. This was an error in judgment on both of your parts to move in together. It lasted a relatively short period of time. He is precluded from living in your home. He consented to a protective order. If you have the ability to minimize your losses, even though that involves you moving, you can't expect him to support you. You're not married to each other. And certainly he should have paid December's rent because you were living there up till December 9th. Is that right?
Yes, I was, which I did.
You have proof that you paid December's
No,
rent?
unfortunately, I did not ask her for a receipt.
Did you always pay her in cash?
No, just the last 2 months because I had a restraining order against me, so...
I'm not talking... When did you have a restraining order?
The whole time we lived there, he never paid rent. I paid rent. He didn't even have a job half the time he lived there.
I have receipts.
Well, show me your receipts.
Deposit, first month's rent.
He paid a security deposit of $100. I paid for groceries. I paid for food.
I'm not talking groceries and food. We're talking now rent.
I'm talking all bills.
No,
I have the receipts for everything.
I'm talking rent.
I have the receipts for everything. Every
Ms. Valerio,
month.
shh, I want you to listen to me. I've said this before. I don't know whether you've heard it before. When two people decide to live together without benefit of marriage, there are different set of rules than when you're married. I don't choose to waste my time in going through your grocery bills and seeing who was supposed to pay for what box of Rice Krispies.
Actually, I was speaking about rent because there's.
Well, that's all I'm speaking about. You
Yeah.
said I have all these bills. I have grocery bills and
He has-
cable bills and all the other bills, and I don't intend to do that. The crux of your case is about a lease to which he obligated himself, and to which he was prepared to sign off, pay the month's rent, get off the lease, but it would involve you moving. And you said, I'm not moving.
I was never asked.
Just a minute. Yeah, it came up. I want to tell you something. It came up, Miss Valeria, because you were too quick to say, I don't think that I should have to move because of his actions.
No, I heard that from the leasing agents. That's the only person I heard it from. I never heard by
just
letter,
a second.
by nobody.
If you heard it from the leasing agent, then the leasing agent said to you, he came in trying to sign off on the lease. You mean it just came up? You said, how are you, leasing agent? Good morning.
When I went
and the
into-
leasing agent said to you, you shouldn't have to move because of something he did. Is that how it came up?
No.
All right. You know, don't give me
Oh, I know.
smart. All right. I see September. What about October, sir?
October, November, they were all
Look-
paid.
Show me. You have checks here.
I don't have the checks for October, November.
Why not?
Didn't pay them.
I did pay them.
Shh. Don't talk to her.
All right. The checks that I wrote out, I don't get actually copies back. Those checks there you see are from a relative of mine that wrote them out for me at the time because I had no checking account. So their bank sends back their checks. The bank that I currently use does not send back my checks.
Fine. Just show me a statement.
Again, I don't have that.
Well, where'd you think you were coming today? To a dance? If you don't have the checks, then you have a bank statement. The bank statement shows what checks were
I
paid.
don't have it. Rent was paid on time every month.
Well, but the question is, did you pay your part of the rent? She says you paid some, but not all.
Well, we're roommates, so of course I did.
He didn't have a job.
Let me see your checks for October, November, and December.
There's,
You don't want this, do you?
What is that?
yeah, it's my
ledger.
checking account that shows.
It's a ledger.
I don't want your ledger. I want bank statement. You have a bank statement? Do you get your checks back?
No, but in the actual ledger, it tells that I pay Coachman Crossing. I mean, when you sign your check, there's like a backing
All right,
to
let
it
me
that
see.
copies it.
She's very organized, so.
You actually don't get a receipt from them.
I'm not talking about a receipt, madam. I'm talking about a bank statement.
I didn't bring bank statements because when you sign a check, it has a carbon copy. So I could actually show you my checking account, but those are copies of it.
Let me explain something to you. When you write out a check, there's a carbon underneath.
Exactly.
You can write out a check, rip it up into little teeny pieces, and throw it in the garbage. And guess what you still have? The carbon. Right?
I do have the carbon, but
Just
I
a
don't have it
second.
with me.
Hello? Didn't you understand what I just said?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Eileen Valerio says former live-in boyfriend Roger Hall owes her for breaking an apartment lease and the money she'd paid for car insurance. Roger says Eileen won't return his stereo equipment.
So you don't have your checks for October, November, and December either?
They should be all there. But
This is not here, madam. This is your ledger. This is your ledger. This is what you write out. This has nothing to do with a bank.
Your Honor, I use starter checks.
What?
I use starter checks.
Starter checks?
Correct.
Where are they?
I already used them.
You people deserve each other. I swear you people actually deserve each other. Are you still living in the apartment?
Yes. The lease is going to be up in August.
Are you planning on staying there? Do you have a roommate?
No.
You live there all by yourself? And you're enjoying it?
Absolutely.
Pay for it. Now, let's get to next. Monies to purchase a car is what you have here.
What happened is when we moved to Florida, he had a car and he didn't have a license. So I put his car under my name for insurance and signed up for a policy for a year. We had agreed that we would use the same vehicle for a year. And he took the car, so now I don't have a car.
So you want him to pay for a car? That's what you said, monies to purchase a car.
Well,
And taxi transportation.
taxi transportation is what I've been...
So
it
you want him
averages
to
out
pay-
to about $200 a month. That's a big expense. And I already paid the premium of the insurance policy. So I'm driving nothing and paid something.
Did you pay for... You have one point that I will give you. If you paid for the insurance and he's driving the car, he should reimburse you for the insurance, right? Car.
Insurance is canceled. It's done.
It's over?
It's over with. It's
I
been
already
over
paid
with.
the premium. $626.
For how... Well,
There's no way.
just a second. When did you cancel the insurance?
Months ago.
No, last month. He took the car, so I canceled the insurance because I don't...
Oh, he took the car, you canceled the insurance. What are you bothering me for?
Because I paid the premium already. I paid a year's worth of insurance.
Then they will reimburse it to you. What's next? And he's not paying for your taxi cab bills. What else?
I'm without a vehicle, so I don't get reimbursed for that.
No.
It's my vehicle.
Do I look like I need help from you? Huh?
No.
Miss Valerio, you tried a situation, it didn't work out, cost you a couple of bucks. What are you bothering me for? Let's get to your counterclaim, which is equally nonsense. Now, you say that she has of yours, sir, some property.
Correct.
And you also say that she damaged the car that she was driving around in, which is
Correct.
your car that no longer has insurance.
Correct.
All right, let's start with the damaged car. When did she damage your car? When she was driving it?
When I picked the car up and drove it out of the parking lot,
You mean after you separated?
after we separated, I had to escort.
Yes,
Officer
you
of the
picked the
peace.
car up and you drove it out of the parking lot. What happened?
Well, I drove it home and started smoking real bad.
It started smoking.
Correct.
So?
Reason why? Because there was no oil in the car.
Yes.
So it caused damage internally.
Why didn't you put oil in the car?
Well, I did, but damage was already done.
Why didn't you put oil in the car before? You think that she sucked out the oil from the engine?
Before when?
Just a second. You think that she sucked out the oil from the engine to spite you?
Whether she's saving it or not, I don't know.
Well, I don't know either, so what are you bothering me for? It's your
bothering-
car, make sure it's got oil. Next. What's next? What's next?
Please tell me that's you're next.
Good. VCR, stereo, and permanent scar.
Correct.
As you see, this is not the case of the century.
No.
And I don't take it really seriously. All right. Do you have his TV first?
No.
Do you have a TV?
Yes.
Where did you get it from?
I bought it when I was 20 years old with my tax returns.
And that's the only TV that you have?
Yes.
And what about the TV that you're talking about?
It's a 13-inch TV, Emerson. Color TV, remote control.
Where was that? Do you have any idea?
I believe it was in a box that he took from the apartment.
But you don't have it?
No.
All right. Do you have his VCR?
No.
Do you have a VCR?
No. Yeah, well, yes, mine.
2 of them.
Both mine.
You have 2 VCRs?
Mm-hmm. I have one in the bedroom and one in the living room.
1 belongs to me.
How did you get it?
I bought it.
When?
95.
In 1995?
Correct. Receipts, manuals.
Oh, perfect. Good. He gets 1 VCR back, madam. 1 VCR for the defendant. And if you want to watch a movie, go in another room. What about stereo and speakers? Do you have that of his?
When actually he left the apartment after he had been arrested, we had a phone conversation, which my witness here actually heard, that when he moved out, like the clothes he has on right now, I bought. Everything in the apartment I bought. He told me that because he was moving into his parents' home, he would have no room for it, and whatever was left there that he didn't take, I could have as payment to put towards anything else because he was buying something new.
Did you say that to her, Mr. Hall?
No, I did not.
He actually heard the conversation.
I would never give up my stereo.
Your name, please.
Ray Marsh, Your Honor.
How do you know the plaintiff and the defendant?
We're best friends, and we used to be roommates, actually.
You and the defendant?
All three of
All
us
three
used to
of
be
us.
roommates in New York.
Did you hear a conversation about any of the stereo equipment or anything else?
Yeah, and the conversation that I had overheard.
Overheard it in person or on the phone?
On the phone.
Were you standing next to the phone or you on an extension?
It was on a 3-way conversation.
Go ahead, let me hear.
Mr. Hall and Ms. Blair were conversing about this, and he had said that she could have the stereo equipment because he wasn't going to be able to move into an apartment right away. He may have to move back in with his parents, and that she could have the equipment because he felt that was payment back for all the things that she had gotten him.
Did you have that conversation?
I had a conversation where I told her that I would leave it there for the time being because I had no place to put it. But when I come pick up all my stuff, I'm getting all of it at one time.
Okay. Let's get to the permanent scar left on my face by Eileen.
Well, scar on my face.
From what?
From her hitting me with a metal object.
When was that?
That's when I called the police. And I was arrested because I was the aggressor, they said. Charges were dropped.
Do you have any medical report?
No.
Do you have any pictures?
It's scared, it's scarred.
Do you have any photographs of the incident?
Actually, she does.
Could I see them, please?
I have a, from the injunction, he admits to doing everything.
Well, he clearly has some marks on his face. He's clearly
yeah,
scratched him up real good.
There's pictures of me in
hit
there
him
as
up
well.
real good. And I see your pictures here.
I didn't hit him with a metal object, actually. It was my nails.
It looks like nails to me.
Yeah.
Looks like you really went after each other that night.
Actually, I didn't. He punched me, and I was just trying to get him away from me. And my nails actually broke against the wall when he pushed me against the wall. And that's how he got the scratches on his face.
I restrained her, Your Honor.
You were what?
Restrained her. I pushed her away from me. It's just the pictures, there's red marks. That's from restraining.
I see it.
In this statement right here in court, he admits to doing everything if you would like to
I'd
take a
like
look
to
at
see it.
that. He admitted himself into a 26-week course for domestic violence, and he actually overheard another conversation.
That was court ordered. He didn't admit himself.
Well, actually, he admits in there that he wanted to do it himself, and then he overheard another conversation where he wanted to admit himself into a mental institution.
Ms. Valerio, let me ask you this question, madam. Do you think he has... Put the rubber band down. You think he... Put the rubber band down. You think he has mental problems?
I think he has psychological problems that stem from childhood, yes.
Fine. If you think he has psychological problems, why in the world would an intelligent person want to keep property like his stereo equipment that it appears that he now wants? Even if he once said to you, in the heat of a moment, you can keep all that stuff, I don't want it. Now he wants his stereo stuff back. Why wouldn't a smart person say, I'm glad I got away. I don't have any broken bones. I don't have a child with him. There's nothing to keep us together. The only thing that's going to be a bee in his bonnet is his stereo equipment.
He could have taken it.
But now he wants it. I'm just talking about being smart. I'm not talking about you having to return it. I'm talking about being smart. So far you did a lot of things that weren't smart. It would be smart to cut your ties with him. Right?
Sure.
Good. You can pick up your stereo equipment, sir, along with the 1 VCR. I believe that you probably at some point said in the heat of the moment, I don't care, you can keep all that stuff. Yeah. But I do believe it's smarter on her part to give it back to you. We got each other? Good. That's all. That resolves this case. You have no case. He has no case, but he's getting a VCR and a stereo. Goodbye, have nothing to do with each other. According to this, you sent him balloons on his birthday, Miss Valerio?
Yep.
Well, that's even dumber than dumb.
When someone has a problem,
Your
we
Honor.
just want
That's even dumber than dumb.
Your Honor.
Because quiet. That sends out mixed messages to him.
True.
Forget about your scar.
He was supposed to. He was actually supposed to get help, and he now.
Miss Valerio.
didn't get it.
Pay careful attention to me.
I know.
It sends out mixed messages, madam.
It wasn't just from me. It was from all of us.
What do you want?
This is a copy of a returned check that Miss Valerio had forged my name.
There's nothing about, in your countersuit, anything about a forged check.
Actually, this has just brought to my attention recently.
Say goodbye to him, will you, please?
Goodbye. Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you.
Beauchamp is suing his former friend, 32-year-old Amy Rubino, for an unpaid loan. Amy says the money wasn't a loan until she turned down his proposal for marriage. She is countersuing for harassment.
Order. All rise.
Your Honor, this is case number 435 on the calendar in the matter of Beauchamp versus Rubino. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mr. Beauchamp, according to your complaint, you and the defendant were friends. And beginning sometime in 1999, you started to make a series of small loans to the defendant. In total, you say $500. Friendship terminated, and you want your money.
Yes, ma'am.
The defendant says that no time did she borrow $500 from you. She said that she only borrowed $200, but because of the stress that you put her through, she doesn't owe you anything and is counterclaiming for that stress in the amount of $500. What kind of loans, Mr. Beauchamp?
I loaned Miss Rubino a total of $500 from October through December of 1999. The first time she asked me to borrow $100 for her dog. I guess he needed some care or something, so I did loan her the $100. On the second occasion, she had a bed on layaway at a furniture store, and she was about $100 short for that. I did offer to loan her the money for that. And she had wrote a series of bad checks at a bar in Omaha, and she needed to borrow some money to cover those checks, and I did loan that to her.
How much?
The total came to about $500.
No. Not what I asked you. You say the total. This is a court, sir.
Yes.
$100 for the dog, $100 for the bed. How much was the third loan, sir?
That would have been the amount of about $120.
What else?
And then the next loan, the final loan would have been to, again, cover checks in her checking account. And
That's
that total,
not true.
Just a minute.
And that came to a total of about $500.
Mr. Beauchamp, so far you haven't established to my satisfaction that you loaned her any money. Because when somebody comes to court, they have dates. They say, on such and such a date, I made a loan in the amount of $100. 2 days later, a week later, I made a loan of another $100. Then you don't tell me it was about $120. And after that, well, all of them totaled $500. You have no clue. You should keep a record of when you lend somebody money.
I do have a letter in my possession that she had sent to me
Then let me see
in
it,
November.
sir.
Okay.
Maybe that will help me.
It's a letter written by Miss Rubino.
Ah, so you acknowledge you owed him $500.
That was before. I said that to basically get him off my back.
No.
That's
Listen to
true.
me. Listen to me.
Yes, I did it one time. I no longer feel that way. Well, no.
This
and
was
there's
only a
reasons.
few months ago, madam. A few months ago, you wrote what I consider a straightforward letter indicating that you had been friends with the plaintiff,
Yes.
that clearly in your mind he wanted more than just a friendship. You were not interested in anything more than a friendship.
True.
And that you felt as if because of the way he feels, do I look as if I need help? Because of the way he feels, you shouldn't even continue with a friendship. Pretty straightforward letter and put very well. I have your name, address, etc., and will begin paying you the monies owed, $500, as soon as I am financially able. Thank you for your helping me as I was desperate. Okay. You should keep better notes, Mr. Beauchamp. It would make my life much easier. You're just lucky that you have this letter. Otherwise, you'd be out of luck.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. I'm listening.
I do feel that I owe him $100 for my dog's situation. I do have a pet.
No, listen to me.
I borrowed that.
Shh, listen to me. November 11th of the year 2000, you wrote him this letter acknowledging a debt in the amount of $500. Tell me what happened after November 11th of the year 2000 that you believe vitiates, does away with the debt.
I think that letter is dated November 17th. The reason I'm pointing that out is my birthday was on November 12th.
November 11th.
Okay.
17th is a 1-7. This is a 1-1.
Okay, well, I know I wrote that right after my birthday in which he proposed to me. When I said no, all of a sudden he was suing me for $500. Now I want to say, for one thing, had I just gone with him and made him happy or whatever by marrying him, it was just understood I would owe him no money. You know, we'd be the best of friends and there would be no problems. I won't go all into it, but he kind of thinks everything revolves around money, every emotion, everything. And I cannot be
Right
bought.
now, that's what it's all about, madam. I'm not here thinking about your emotions.
I know.
I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist, therapist, counselor, or anything else.
Okay.
I'm here talking about money.
Okay.
On the 11th of November of the
Yes.
year 2000, you acknowledged a debt to him in the amount of $500. I want you to explain to me, after November 11th, did you pay him? Did you pay him back?
No.
Did you have a conversation with him where he said, I am forgiving the loan?
Okay, the $100 loan?
The $500 loan?
No.
So now you tell me why you don't owe him the money.
I do not any longer feel like I owe him any money because he has stalked me, showed up at family functions and sang love songs to me when I never even invited him. He has embarrassed me, told lies, very personal lies to my sister, to my family, that have been humiliating. We always were just friends, but because he wanted it to be more, he kind of painted this picture to everyone around us.
When did you realize he wanted it to be more?
Oh, about 3 or 4 months into the relationship. I wasn't sure, but after I kept reiterating that we were just friends, about 3 or 4 months, I kind of thought, well, there might not be any talking him into just being friends.
After that, did you take any money from him?
After that,
Yeah.
no, I didn't take any money from him, but we would go out to shopping
Just a
malls.
second.
We would go out. Okay.
Just a second. When did you first meet her?
I first met her in April of 1999.
And these loans didn't begin until October of 1999.
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
So if you say that you knew within the first 3 months, you
I wasn't
started
positive.
taking money
All right.
well after you knew that he cared for you in a different way than you cared for him.
I wasn't positive, Your Honor. I just had a gut feeling that there was no talking him out of just being friends, and he wanted more out of the friendship. I wasn't
Then
positive.
you should have written
but
this letter a long time ago and not compounded your foolishness by taking money from him. Bird, look at the second hand on your watch. The defendant has 30 seconds to tell me about her counterclaim.
I do honestly believe that because on the basis of 2 factors that I do not owe Mr. Beauchamp.
I'm talking about your counterclaim, madam, and you're wasting time.
Okay. The reason is because I encouraged my dad to hire him for at least $1,200 of projects. My dad would ask me-
Counterclaim.
Well, this is the $500. This is relating to.
He's going to get the $500, madam. Now I'm talking about your counterclaim.
Okay.
You have a counterclaim for harassment.
Okay.
Mental anguish.
Your Honor, may I speak?
No,
wait,
I didn't
this
ask you a
is-
question. Sit down.
Judge, 30 seconds is up.
Maybe she
well-
didn't understand.
Okay.
So we'll
I
give her
didn't
another
understand,
30
I'm sorry.
seconds. Counterclaim.
Okay.
Stress.
The emotional distress
Yeah.
was basically him harassing me, stalking me, lying about us having a personal relationship, an intimate relationship when we never did, and
You don't get paid
the
for
mental
that.
distress.
You don't
I
get
went
paid
to a
for that.
psychiatrist over it.
Maybe if you had terminated your friendship with him when you first had a clue, madam, that he was becoming more emotionally involved with you than you were with him, then you wouldn't be seeing a psychiatrist right now. So I'm dismissing your counterclaim. On your claim, sir, I find that she has acknowledged the debt. She has not paid the debt. You have not forgiven the debt. You are entitled to your money. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
What's he going to be, Mr. Beauchamp or Mr. Beauchump?
I don't have great animosity towards him as long as he stays at least 200 feet away from me at all times.
Honestly, I have no hard feelings towards her at all, and I promise I'll stay with her.
And now the next case.
All parties on Harrelson versus Stracker. Step forward, please.
59-year-old corporate president Seth Harrelson is suing 53-year-old Shirley Stracker and her husband William. Seth says the Strackers' 17-year-old son Jonathan wrecked his daughter's car.
All right, Mr. Harrelson, this is your daughter, I assume?
Yes, Your Honor.
She's 16?
Yes, she is.
And you purchased a car for her?
We actually leased the car for her. We put the down payment for her, and she makes the payments.
And according to your complaint, there came a time when your daughter was out with her new car. You can stand up here with your father. And the defendant's son was there, and he asked if he could drive the car, right?
Correct.
And you said okay.
After asking him if he had a license.
You asked him if he had a license. He said yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you let him drive the car.
Yes, Your Honor.
He had an accident, and you want the defendants to pay for all of the unreimbursed expenses that your insurance didn't cover. Mr. and Mrs. Stracker say they didn't have the confidence in their son to let him take driver's ed, to let him have a driver's license. They told him they did not want him to drive yet, and that they should not be held responsible because your daughter let him drive the car. It's a very interesting scenario. Why don't you stand up, sir? Did you and your dad ever have a conversation about letting any of your friends drive your car?
I believe so.
Of course you did. I mean, that sounds normal,
That
right?
car was for her use only.
Right. So why did you let him drive the car?
Because at the time I was tired and my boyfriend was going to drive the car, but he asked and offered if he could drive, and so I agreed.
Well, did you have your father's permission to let your boyfriend drive the car?
No.
I assume that your boyfriend has driven the car before,
Yes.
without your parents' permission.
Yes.
You didn't know that anybody else was driving this car, I assume.
Wasn't aware of it.
I'm sure. I've had kids of my own who were 16, who I had this discussion with 5 times over.
But we know nothing until after it happens, and then we get smarter.
Right. Tell me about the accident.
We were coming down the street, and upon making a right turn, he stopped in the middle of the lane because he almost missed the street he was supposed to turn right on. And he went to make the right turn, but he made it too late. He pulled into the opposing traffic lane. An oncoming car was coming. He jerked the wheel to the right. He hit off of a curb. The impact from the curb sent us all the way across the other side of the street onto another curb, a lawn, and into a bush, which stopped us from hitting the fence.
What happened when your father found out that he was driving the car?
He was angry. I was grounded for a while.
Now, when did your son turn 16?
July 16th.
Did he ask you to take driver's ed and all that other stuff that kids ask you to take?
Well, I don't recall if he asked me, but I had planned on letting him take it later on, you know, but not now.
Why?
Well, I have 4 sons, and my 3 older ones, I did not allow them to get a car or get their license until they were able to pay for their own car, their own insurance. So, and this was just the rules, so that was the way I was going to have it with them also.
Did you tell him that?
Well, he knew that. Yeah, I've told him that.
What's your first name?
Jonathan.
So you never took driver's ed?
No.
So tell me why you asked Lacey if you could drive the car.
Well, I was just joking around. I didn't really think that she'd let me drive the car. And then she did let me drive the car, which was surprising because she actually did know I did not have a license.
How did she know that?
We've known each other for a while. Everyone in our group of friends makes fun of me because they know I'm not getting my license till I'm probably around 18 or 19, so.
That still doesn't answer my question, Jonathan. Why did you ask her if you could drive the car?
Well, I wasn't really thinking that she'd let me. I was just joking around. It was supposed to be a joke, like.
Okay, so now it was a joke, and then she said okay.
Yeah. And then I stupidly got in the driver's seat, so.
You knew that was wrong.
Yes.
Now, your mother has told me that there were clear rules in your family about not having a driver's license. Were there ever any discussions, arguments in your house, little tiffs about the driver's license?
No, we never.
What a good kid. I don't know if I could get away with that. Let me tell you why this case presents a problem to me, Mr. Harrelson. Ordinarily, I would say, well, he clearly is responsible for at least part of the damage to your car because he did, in fact, get behind the wheel, drove it, and he caused damage to your car, and why should you have to shoulder that yourself? The issue that's presented is, should his parents, who have done everything that they can to ensure that he not drive a car, they've made it clear to him that until he is responsible enough, he does not have their permission to do it, and they've acted on what they said. You felt you could trust your daughter, right?
Correct. I think that my only rebuttal to that would be the fact, okay, my daughter is 16. She wanted to drive a car. I took the time to take her out to parking lots, to school grounds, to big areas where there was no traffic to teach her how to responsibly drive a car. Okay, I took those steps. Nobody had a sign around this boy's neck that says, I do not have a license. He knows he doesn't have a license. Nobody put him behind the wheel of that car except himself.
No, you're
Now,
wrong, sir.
so-
No, Mr. Harrelson, that's where you mistake. But for your daughter's permission, he would not have been behind the wheel of the car. And while you may have given her driving lessons and taught her how to drive responsibly, she still lacked the judgment and the maturity to be able to say to Jonathan, sorry, Jonathan, you can't drive my car whether you have a license or not because I've made a promise to my parents. So that my problem is, if I could hold Jonathan here partially responsible, I would do that. He's a minor, so I can't do that. I have to find that his parents knew or should have known or in some way enabled him to do what he did. And I find that quite to the contrary, they did everything to avoid his being behind the wheel of a car. That's why his parents aren't responsible. Now, if they knew that he had done this sort of thing before, I would say, yes, they are at least partially responsible. But I, quite frankly, Mr. Harrelson, cannot find them partially responsible. He is. I mean, she may have given you permission, given you the car keys, and turned the car over to you, but nobody grabbed you by the throat and put you into the car. So, Mr. Harrelson, I will certainly tell young Jonathan here that he's a very young man, and if he wants to start his life out right, taking care of his own obligations, and if you want to be mature enough, and if you want to drive a car before you're 50 years old, because I guarantee you, I'm looking at your mother in your mother's house, you ain't going to drive a car so soon. Now, in the law, because Jonathan is a minor, I cannot enter a judgment against him. I could enter a judgment against his parents for contributory negligence, because he was contributorily negligent in this accident. But I would have to satisfy myself that they in some way either knew, actively or tacitly, or encouraged him to get behind the wheel of a car, any car, and that would be by participating in him getting a license, by participating in driver's ed. Quite the contrary. In their case, sir, he was told, you can't drive. But you have to understand, Mr. Harrelson, but for the actions of your agent, and in this situation, your daughter was your agent, because you chose to give her a car. You gave her certain rules, which she violated with regard to other people driving the car. So, but for her actions, we would not be here today. Therefore, I can impugn her negligence in letting him drive that car to you. His parents didn't allow him to do that. And if I were to say that they were financially responsible to you, I would be impugning his negligence to them. And they did everything that they could to see to it that their son did not drive a car until they thought he was responsible. I'm telling you, your daughter may know how to drive a car, but she violated your trust on many more than this one occasion. So grounded is one thing, but I would rethink it in any event. For the reasons that I've outlined, your lawsuit is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
29-year-old homemaker Melissa Thomas and her son, 10-year-old Austin Saffel, are suing 39-year-old custodial worker Carlissa Jackson and her son, 12-year-old Joel. Austin claims Joel punched him in the face twice, breaking his nose.
Order. All rise.
Now, this is case number 516 on the calendar in the matter of Thomas versus Jackson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Ms. Thomas, it is your claim that the defendant's son broke your son's nose.
Correct.
You want to tell me what happened?
Well, I was walking down the street because my friends said they were going to play football that day. None of them were out there. And then Tyra and Jatisse, the two girls that were like friends that lived down the street, and they were yelling out the window. And I didn't understand what they're saying. I was like, well, I'm gonna go home. Then Joe started coming to me, and he was like, what's up, what's up?
and then he hit me in my nose. And then I said, I don't want to fight you, and then he hit me in my nose, and it started to bleed.
So were you alone at the time he came up to you?
Yes.
Okay, now let's come to you, Ms. Thomas. How did you find out about your son's nose?
Well, the young lady, Tyra, is one of the girls that was with him, came running up to my...
I thought you said you were alone.
But they were coming out the door at the time. So as he walked up to me, they were coming out the door.
So one of the girls came to your house?
Yes, and she came running up to the door saying, hurry, hurry, Austin's bleeding, he needs you down the street. So I went running down there, and I saw him with his head back like this. There was blood everywhere, all over his clothes, on the ground. And I ripped off my tank top and put it to his face, and I asked him, do you know who did this to you? And they said, it's Joe, and he's right around the corner playing basketball. I said, take me to him. Take me to him right now. And I said, so you're the one who broke my son's nose. And he said, I ain't got time for your drama, B. And started going off on me. Like I was bothering his game of basketball when he just broke my son's nose. I said, so what, you just are going to break my son's nose and act like it's nothing? He's like, you. You know, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to stand out here and argue with a bunch of kids. So I went home, I picked up the phone, I called 911. The cops came out, took him home to his cousin. I had him delivered in a cop car.
Now I'll hear from you.
At first I was walking home from school, and then my best friend asked me if I want to play basketball. So we was over his house playing basketball. His sister Tyra told him that some little boy around the corner was messing with her. So we went around the corner, and as I was about to fight him, I stepped in the middle and I told him not to hit him. Then he was talking stuff, and he called
Who's he was talking stuff?
It's Austin.
Did you know him from before?
No, never seen this.
So what kind of stuff was he talking?
He was like, I'm not scared of him, I'm not scared of him. And then he called me a B, and then I just took off my jacket and I hit him twice.
Do you think that's okay?
Yeah, if I felt like if I wouldn't hit him, then he would have hit me.
But he didn't hit you.
I felt like he was about to.
What made you think he was about to hit you?
Because the way he looked at me.
The way he looked at you?
The way he looked at me.
Now, after you hit him twice in the nose, you went back to play basketball.
Yes.
And then his mother came up to you. She just told me that you cursed at her.
No.
Oh, yes, you did.
Well, she was cussing at me. She actually threatened me.
Well, how did she threaten you?
She said she would get a 15 or 16-year-old on me, and she said she'll kill me. That's when she stepped down the street like she was going to hit me, but my best friend, he stepped in front of me and told her to go on because she's not hitting me.
You have a police report?
Yes, I do.
Were you arrested?
Well, taken home, yeah.
After you were taken home, did you have to appear in juvenile court?
No.
Why didn't you press charges against him?
I did press charges, Your Honor, but they were telling me even if I filed him and received a misdemeanor on him for the assault charges, the only pain and suffering or anything that I could get was $300.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about teaching him a lesson. How many times have you been in a police car?
Just twice.
When before that were you in a police car?
Some little kids was busting windows, and they mistakenly put me in the police car on accident, and it wasn't me.
It wasn't you?
No.
Let me see your bills.
Your Honor, can I say something?
Yes.
You know, and also when Austin after he had broke his nose, he told my son, he said to everybody in the neighborhood, he kept saying, well, that's what the white boy gets. That's what the white boy gets, you know. And my son, granted, he is light-skinned, but I don't care what shade you are, you know what I mean? This isn't about what color you are. It's about violating my child.
Absolutely right.
So that was another thing, because they think he's a white boy, and he's not just a white boy.
No, he's a boy.
Right, exactly.
He's a boy. What?
I don't feel like it's a racial thing here because my son is not racist, not at all.
He may not be, but he certainly has a little bit of a violent tendency.
I mean, that's all kids is like that. When you're
no, all kids aren't like
this
that.
He was.
All kids aren't like that.
He was cursing too.
Cursing is one thing. Listen to me. Your son went up to him, came around the corner, came up to him, and hit him in the face because he didn't like the way he looked at him, according to him.
No.
He looked as if he might be going to hit him, so he hit him first, twice. But he went looking for him. He came around the corner, and before he even found out what was going on, I mean, I read his answer. His answer was he was protecting some little girl that he thought he was teasing. He was in a confrontation with another friend. That's a lot of baloney. He came around the corner, and he hit him twice. And he's responsible. He's responsible for his broken nose. He's responsible for all the medical bills, and he's responsible for pain and suffering. He's responsible for that.
I understand that.
What? You want to say something, sir?
Yes. Your Honor, when I received the phone call from my wife that the incident had taken place, I rushed home. During the time that my wife was filing a report, she had noticed that two of the young men that were at the scene were walking by snickering. And so I asked him to come here, and I asked him, I said, you know what, I want to know which one of you two were the one calling my wife out of her name. And they began to tell me that Joe is one of the kids in the neighborhood that he thinks he has to go for bad or whatnot. He has to prove something to himself. And that the girls that he accuses my son of making fun of, we have written testimonies from the young ladies. They warned Austin to run because they knew that Joe was going to go up to him and fight him for no reason at all. I asked the police officer to make sure his mother calls us. She wanted to know what happened, and she explained to me that, you know, it doesn't surprise her that her son, you know, might have did this, but she wanted to hear both. She wanted to hear both sides of the story. She is well aware that Joe is one way with her and another way out in the neighborhood, and she can't understand why he acts that way because her other children, her other young boys, don't act that way.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 10-year-old Austin Saffel says neighbor 12-year-old Joel Jackson punched him in the face and broke his nose. Joel says he thought Austin was going to hit him first.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, I spoke to her one time as Austin's mother. She informed me that she wants to hurry up and get the court situation over with. And I just hung up on her. I flat out hung up on her. You know, how are you going to call me and tell me that we need to hurry up and get this over with? Well, so would I, but I have to go to an ENT for my son's nose. His nose has to be broken out 2 times because he has a lump coming out of the side of his nose. You know, hello, this doesn't end for me just because I go to court.
So you have to do additional medical procedures other than the $2,059 that you've already spent.
Yes, it's $85 just for us to show our face into the ENT clinic.
Could you step up, please? I want to take a look at your nose. Where is it broken?
It's broke right down here, right in here.
Mm-hmm. You have any medical report in your file?
Yes, I do.
Can I see you step back to your folks, please? Do you have any other report with regard to the procedure for re-breaking his nose and resetting it?
I asked them what it will cost for Austin's nose. They said every nose varies. Some noses run $1,000, some runs $500. They just don't know until they see it.
Well, right now you have about $2,100 in out-of-pocket expenses just for his medical visits.
Yes, and I have no insurance because my husband got a better paying job, and his insurance doesn't even kick in for 90 days. So this is, every time I've went, it's self-pay, self-pay. I mean, we work for a living.
Yes, we do.
Well, I'm glad that you're working.
I agree with that.
I'm glad that you're working.
Mm-hmm.
She's not going to have any of these expenses out of pocket.
Mm-hmm.
You had no right to hit him. Don't look up at the sky. You're just very, very lucky that they didn't pursue this matter in juvenile court because they probably wouldn't have put you away, but you would have had a record. How old are you?
12.
12. So you would have had a record at age 12. That's not very smart. How many brothers do you have?
2.
They ever been in jail?
No.
They nice boys?
Yes.
Good. So you have good examples at home. What happened to you?
Nothing.
Ever been suspended for fighting in school?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. How did I know that? How do you think I knew that?
I don't know.
Wasn't that a good question? Look, I'm only giving you your medical bills up until today, plus some additional costs that you incurred. But you may have to bring an additional suit once you have additional medical costs, because I can't anticipate what those medical bills are going to be. Do you understand?
Yes.
So I'm issuing a judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. It covers your bills until today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I don't appreciate her cussing out my son the way she did.
When you see your child bleeding on a street and he's left there and you're just going to protect your child, I will say that sometimes you say things that just is not of you, but out of, you know, frustration and anger.
And now the next case.
All parties on Zavala versus Johnson. Step forward, please.
20-year-old salesperson Brooklyn Zavala is suing her sister-in-law, 23-year-old restaurant manager Tiana Johnson, for babysitting fees and damage to her vehicle.
Mrs. Zavala, the defendant is your sister-in-law.
Yes.
According to your complaint, you provided daycare services for your sister-in-law's children.
Yes.
Then she decided to move. You did provide childcare for a few days, for which you were not paid.
Correct.
And then on the day that your sister-in-law was moving, it is your claim that she damaged a car of yours.
True.
What was your arrangement with regard to the childcare?
I was to get paid $2.37 per hour.
How did you come to that figure?
Because that's what the state was allowing her to get. I was just to get the whole check from the Health and Welfare Office. I got a check for May, June, and July. And then in August, I watched them for 5 days.
Which 5 days in August?
2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Ms. Johnson, did you get a check from the state for those dates in August?
No, I did not.
Why?
Because they were taking me off that program at that time because I was moving.
She was supposed to get a check. I have record right here that it got sent back to Health and Welfare.
Let me see.
From her caseworker.
My caseworker told me that I was not getting a check for that month.
So it was returned?
Right.
So she did not, you're not claiming that she got the money and just didn't give it to you?
Right, I just didn't get paid.
Well, she's not going to pay you. You have to get your money from the state. That was your agreement.
They only pay a portion on that, so she would also have to pay on top of that.
Why? That wasn't your agreement.
Because
that wasn't your agreement, Ms. Zavala.
True.
Your agreement was that whatever money she received from the state, you would get.
Right.
And you never got any additional monies in the months that you did watch the children.
True.
Right? So why would you expect additional monies in August?
I estimated it from $2.37 for each child per hour.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
I do.
I don't know what we're fighting about here for 5 days worth of daycare. If two people who are related to each other, except maybe the fight's about this damaged truck. So you want to tell me about the damaged truck?
Well, the morning of the 8th of August, we got a phone call saying we needed to come to Tiana's. Tiana had something to tell us. We were told she was leaving town because she was scared to death if her husband was going to kill her, which is her witness right now.
Go ahead.
Her brother and her also got in an argument, and because he was telling her that she shouldn't pick up and leave like that with 3 children.
Who should she leave the children with?
We were going to offer, or Sean and Christine, and then Delano and Amanda, which was also her brother and sister-in-law.
Okay. What happened when she left?
Well, we helped her pack, and a couple hours later, she just was leaving, wasn't watching where she was going, and backed into my car. She said sorry, didn't even get out of her van, and then left.
She was upset, I assume, right?
No, she was fine by then because we were just packing up and leaving. She was in a hurry to leave.
Why do you think she was in a hurry?
Because she had to meet with a couple people in Oregon that she was going with.
She said she had to leave because she was deathly afraid of her husband. You don't think that picking up and leaving and packing up very quickly and leaving with your 3 children, you're upset? I mean, I'm not giving...
That happened a month or 2 prior to her leaving. She was still going up and taking the kids up to his house
because he's their father
until 2 o'clock in the morning, and she's deathly afraid of him. These are the car estimates and pictures.
I also have a blue book value of the car as a trade-in and as retail value.
Well, you definitely hit her car.
She was parked at an angle right in my blind spot on a cul-de-sac, which you're supposed to be parked with the curve. She was parked straight out this way. And when I was backing out, I could not see her, and I hit her like this.
Okay. $900 worth of damage.
And the blue book value of the car as a trade-in is $375, and the retail value is $1,400.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a large amount for damage. It's almost as much as the car is worth.
So what do you think the right thing to do is?
Actually, 4 days before she filed this suit, I had told my brother that I was going to give them some money. And she has not tried to contact me, tried to resolve anything, to even try to work out a payment or anything.
Well, what is everybody so mad about?
I think she's mad because I left and she was out of a job.
No, because I went and got a job 2 weeks later.
All I heard that day that I was leaving was, what about the check? What about the check? No, you know, I'm going to miss you or anything. It was all about the check.
No.
The money.
Wrong, because I was trying to talk her out of going. I was scared for the kids' welfare because the van wasn't going to make it to West
And it didn't.
Virginia.
Did it make it?
No.
No.
She left it on the side of a highway with all of their belongings in it, pretty much.
No, I didn't. I got the belongings there. My children were safe. My children were back safe.
Did the van die?
The transmission went out.
How did you get to your final destination?
With the rest of the party that I was traveling with. We had 3 different cars going.
Where were you going? Just for my...
To West Virginia.
To what?
I had some friends up there.
Who are the other people?
To go stay there. Some cousins, longtime friends of the family.
Well, were they going to live too?
Mm-hmm.
You just decided to all leave at the same time to go to West Virginia to live?
Right. There was a lot of circumstances following that.
Well, just give it to me in 30 seconds or less, would you?
Okay. They were deciding to leave, so I went over there. They offered me to go with them, so I decided, yeah, I would
Where
go.
were you all going? I mean, were you going to a farmhouse someplace? Where were you going to live?
No, I have a really good friend that lives up there, and she offered for me to stay with her.
How long did you stay there?
I stayed there a matter of 2 months.
And then where did you come?
I had to come back to the state of Idaho.
Why?
For a custody hearing.
And then you reconciled with your husband?
Somewhat, yes.
What does somewhat mean?
We're working on the situation.
Do you live under the same roof?
No.
What?
Can I stand up?
Of course, if you want to speak.
Yeah, what I was told by his mother was that...
It's hearsay.
Well, even he admitted it. She came back down for that custody hearing plus a battery hearing.
Against him?
Against him, and then they were still together during that whole issue. They came back and they're still together now, from what I heard.
I guess.
And the whole thing with the car is, when she was up in West Virginia, I talked to her, said, you need to start making some payments. And that was like almost a year went by and nothing happened.
You owe them $900 to fix their car. With regard to the money for your 5 days of babysitting, I suggest that you take that up with the state.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $900. That's all.
Parties up.
39-year-old homemaker Kathleen Marsh is suing her former brother-in-law, 38-year-old sales associate Jeffrey Vesna, for dental bills and furniture for his 2 daughters. Kathleen says she took custody after their mother was killed in a car accident.
Order. All rise.
Your Honor, this is case number 492 on the calendar in the matter of Marsh versus Visna. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Tell me your name.
Kim?
Is this your dad?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like you to do something for me. Bird, would you take Kim outside while I try this case, please?
Come.
Miss Marsh, the defendant had been married to your sister.
Correct.
And they were divorced for a long time. Your sister had custody of her 2 daughters, your 2 daughters, sir. And I gather you hadn't had much of a relationship with the 2 girls over the years. Is that right?
That's right.
Your sister had remarried.
Correct.
But tragically, she and her husband were killed in an automobile accident, and you took custody of your 2 nieces.
Yes, I did.
When was your sister killed?
June 19th of 2000.
Were they in a collision with another car?
No, the stepfather was driving Tracy. He was driving, and he had a seizure, and...
Okay. I gather, Mr. Vizina,
Yes, ma'am.
that because you hadn't had a serious relationship with your girls, you had no problem with the 2 girls going to live with their aunt. Is that right?
No, Your Honor. I did make that decision because I hadn't been the best father, and they don't know their father very well. And a lot of the reason I made that decision, it would not be fair to them considering the circumstances. They just lost their mother and their stepfather, that they should go with a stranger. And I thought it'd be in their best interest to stay with their aunt, where they're more comfortable. That way I could reestablish a relationship in that direction.
Do you have other children, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
How many other children?
I've got 1 boy that was just born in October.
And that's your only other child?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What your lawsuit seeks, Miss Marsh, is money. You say that you had to buy bedroom furniture for the children.
Yes.
And you want him to pay for the bedroom furniture that you purchased, and also braces for both girls.
Yes, at least help with these expenses.
He has a defense with regard to the furniture because he says he wasn't consulted. With regard to the braces, I'm going to get to that in a minute. Did your sister have a home?
She lived with her mother-in-law.
And I assume that the girls had furniture there.
They had a waterbed frame that was about 30 years old with a mattress thrown in That's what they had for bedroom furniture.
I assume you went to court with regard to the issue of custody, and you were awarded legal custody of the girls?
Yes, I was awarded legal custody. I didn't have to go to court. He defaulted.
But you went to court. You have a court order giving you custody.
Oh, yes, yes.
Was there a support order entered as well for the two girls?
Yes, there is.
Is he currently paying that support order?
No.
What is the order?
$1,026 a month.
And when was that support order made?
December 1st is when it was to be start being paid.
Have you paid that money?
Your Honor, I was never informed of any court order, and as far as the legal custody goes, nothing has ever gone to court. Her lawyer had sent me a notice that he had dropped the case.
Are you telling me, sir, that you never received notification that you were to pay $1,026 a month for the support of your children?
No, Your Honor, not at all.
Well, how much money have you voluntarily paid for the support of your children since December?
As far as sending her monetary amounts of money, I've sent none at this moment. I had my youngest daughter over with me for the summer. She was going to live with me, and she decided to go back. I had provided her with the school clothes and things that she needed to go back to school.
Okay.
I've been in contact with them, but...
But that's since September, sir. We're talking about 7 months. Ms. Marsh has taken over financial responsibility for the girls. That's not her financial responsibility. That's yours.
Yeah, I agree.
So why haven't you sent her any money?
I really have no excuse for it. The Social Security benefits, they are receiving the death benefits.
Do the children receive death benefits through Social Security?
Yes, I do.
In what amount?
$716 total.
For both girls?
For both girls.
A month?
A month.
Any other benefits that the children receive?
No. The life insurance that their mom has left them, they will receive when they're 18.
In what amount?
$10,000 apiece. And then the auto insurance monies, they will receive at the age of 25, 30, and 35.
And how much was that?
I don't know what it's going to be after it's accumulated interest through the annuities, but it was $50,000 less 25% for the attorneys.
For each of the children?
Total.
Okay. Mr. Vizina, $716 a month does not take care of two girls. Now, Ms. Marsh has to understand that she cannot go out and obligate you to purchase things for the girls by buying them and then telling you about the expenses. But I have a problem, and I want you to tell me, with regard to what I consider necessaries for the children, which are orthodontic braces, why you feel as if you are not responsible for that.
Right now, my youngest daughter, she doesn't have all her permanent teeth in yet.
She's 13 years old.
She's 13. When she was with us last September or August, can't remember exactly which month, but she had already lost a tooth there. She doesn't have all her permanent teeth in, and want to get them mature enough to get all the permanent teeth in before spend money on the braces in order to... So
Where did you go to dental school? Where did you go to dental school?
I never did. It just wouldn't make any sense, Your Honor, if she's losing teeth when she's got braces on there if all her permanent teeth aren't in yet.
Everybody puts braces on before they're 13. My father was a dentist.
That's just my guess, Your Honor.
You guessed wrong. Can I see the report from the dentist?
Yes.
Thank you. Miss Marsh, do you have other children?
Yes, I have two girls.
About
two
the same
teenage
age?
girls. I've got one 19 and one 16.
Oh. They get along? Sometimes.
Yeah.
This is just for Kim.
Right. I can't afford to take both of them. I just can't afford it.
Do you have a report with regard to the need for the other child to have braces?
No.
Do you have the court order for $1,026 a month?
Yes, I do.
May I see it, please? Mr. Vizina, who do you work for?
News company in Fort Collins, Colorado.
How long have you worked there?
About 4 months.
What kind of work do you do?
Sales and distribution.
Are you the only source of income in your household?
Right now, my fiance has part-time work.
So you are the only source of income in your household?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any other support that comes into your household from the state?
No, Your Honor.
How much do you earn?
A little under $700 every 2 weeks.
Before you worked for news company, sir? Where did you work?
I was a nightclub disc jockey. It's kind of floating from nightclub to nightclub doing private parties.
You still do that part-time?
Just part-time, just a couple hours
Part-time.
a night filling.
So you paid for that work in cash?
Not very much, but yes.
You have health insurance pursuant to your employment agreement?
I do. I was looking into putting a family. My 2 daughters on the health insurance. And it would have cost me probably over half of my monthly wages to put a family. The braces, as an example, she needed to call me on that and tell me what the monthly payments were. I don't have any problem helping pay for the braces. I just need to know what I'm supposed to pay. I'll be blindsided by it.
Mr. Vizina, it is clear to me, sir, that for a very long time you were perfectly comfortable that your former wife and her husband were taking care of these 2 girls and that you had no responsibility. You were not in their lives. You went on with your life. The girls clearly had a good life, I assume, with their mother and their stepfather, and they were not a financial burden on you. They are now.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kathleen Marsh says her former brother-in-law, Jeffrey Vesna, owes her for dental and furniture bills. Jeffrey admits he hasn't been the best father.
They're your responsibility. The fact that their aunt has chosen to assume their care does not relieve you of the financial obligation to support them. You should have been sending them money since September, since they were living with you, or one of them at least, during some of the summer months. You knew from September on, when she decided to go back to live with her other sister and her aunt, that support had to be forthcoming from you. And the fact that you don't earn a lot of money suggests to me that at minimum you should have said, I want to send you, without an order, $200 a month, $250 a month, just to show that I want to do the right thing. You didn't do that.
Your Honor, yes, I did. I have talked to her, and I said, look, we need to sit down. I was going to sit down with my fiance, figure out all the bills, the finances, get everything taken care of, the major bills that need to be taken care of in the household, and I already elected and told her I would send her money
didn't do
every
anything.
month.
Mr.
She
Vizina.
never got back to me. Next thing I know...
She doesn't have to get back to you.
I didn't know about the court case, Your Honor.
I don't care about court case. I'm talking about father case, Mr. Vizina. Father case. Doesn't have to be court case. You don't have to say we want to sit down and talk to you. Her life is in a turmoil. She has 2 daughters. She's taken on 2 teenagers that she's taken on because you were a non-parent for the last 10 years or more. It's not her responsibility. She's taken, her life is turned upside down. Not yours. You go on. You have another baby. You have a fiance. You do your thing. Your life's not been turned around. She doesn't have to sit down with you. You just have to write out a check. That doesn't take a lot of sitting. And when the court gets around to making a support order and formalizing it, then you know what your bottom line obligation is. You have a substantial obligation here, sir. They're going to start taking out of your salary $1,026 a month because you didn't show up at this hearing. And what you're going to have to do is then you're going to have to move to open up the default in this case. It's going to cost you money to say either I was never served, I didn't know, what else. But you know what the law says now? The law says that if they can prove that you were served with these papers and just chose not to come, they are not going to reduce any of the arrears that have accrued since December. So every single month since December, you're going to owe $1,026, and they're going to start taking out of your check. So you better hurry up and get a job. You got it? Because he's going to be hustling around to support these 2 children who he hasn't supported since they were babies. When was the last time you sent money pursuant to a court order for the support of your 2 children?
Sent money out of my own pocket. As far as after my ex-wife died, no, I haven't.
No,
and
before she died.
I'll admit I haven't.
Shh. Before she died.
Before she died, I never had to. It came directly out of my paycheck.
When was the last time it came directly out of your paycheck?
I don't recall the exact
What
date.
year?
This last year, 2000.
I believe I have something on that, actually.
Oh, I'd like to see that.
Your Honor, they knew how to get a hold of me. They were going through the state of Wyoming. The state of Wyoming is the middleman taking care of all this, so...
Just a minute. Just a minute. So you were under a court order, and it was coming directly out of your check, the amount of $325.40. Is that right?
That sounds like it might be right. The last I knew, the court order was higher than that.
As of this date, you owe $23,000 $765.55 for the support of your children.
Yes, I do, and there's a reason it's that high, too, but you probably don't want to hear that either.
I don't want to hear that reason. Mr. Vizina, I assume you were working someplace else at the time this $325 came out of your check. Is that right?
It's working for, I believe it was Airmotive, painting aircraft.
So that's where this money was coming out of?
I believe it was coming out of there.
But then when you moved over to News, did you ask him to start taking out money?
There was no current support order. Since my ex-wife had passed away, the support order, there was no current support order out there. I had contacted the state of Wyoming Child Services about the child support. They said there was no existing order. They don't even have one on record, and if they did, they would have contacted me.
You contacted them why? Why did you contact them?
About child support and about making arrangements for my arrearages, paying off my back child support.
Just a minute. Or did you contact them and say, my former wife died, so she's no longer the payee? Did you tell them that?
No, Your Honor, I did. They told me that. I went in and explained to them the situation, that I was going to, at one time I was going to try to bring the girls home to live with me. But I thought it wouldn't be right for me to do that because of the fact that I haven't been a terrific father. They don't know me very well, so I wanted to leave them where they'd be more comfortable with their aunt. They know their aunt, keep them around their friends because of their age. It would have been awful hard, very traumatic on them to bring them down home with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm paying the price for it now. I'm paying the price for it now, in more than monetary value.
Miss Marsh is paying the price for it.
Well,
now.
yes, she is.
I would like to just touch on that subject as far as the children's furniture expenses. During the funeral, I told him those girls had nothing. I told him they had no clothes, they had no furnishings, and that I was going to have to take care of all that. And he was just like, oh, geez, that's just too bad. And that's all there was said about it. He would not volunteer to help me out at all.
Okay. The problem, Ms. Marsh, is you cannot purchase something like furniture and then say, now I want him to pay for it. Okay. Consult him later. Sir, listen to me. There is no question in my mind, Mr. Vizina, that the court there notified you of these proceedings, either by serving you personally or by serving you by substituted service. You elected not to appear to travel to the state of Washington. There is no question in my mind that you were notified. Now, you may not have been notified, sir, with regard to the amount of the order, because the order was entered by default. And one of the reasons that Ms. Marsh has not been able to collect this order was because they don't know your Social Security number, they don't know your date of birth, they don't have your driver's license and the state number, because I assume that you need your car to get to work? Shh, listen to me. You need your car to get to work?
Yes, well, actually, no, I drive my work vehicle, bring it home with me, so technically,
You need
no.
a driver's license to go
I
to
do.
work?
Yes, Your Honor.
Unless you pay support, sir, they're going to take away your driver's license.
Yes,
I'm
Your
just
Honor, I
telling you
understand.
that. You
I
understand that. I'm sure you've been advised of that. They don't mess around with child support anymore. They're almost as maniacal as I used to be when I was a sitting judge about collecting child support. You have your wallet with you, sir? You have your wallet with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Take it out. You have your Social Security card in there?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Take it out. Can I have a Social Security card, please? And while I'm doing this, you can take out his driver's license, too. Now what we're going to do, Ms. Marsh, is we're going to make copies of both of these documents that you can furnish the court so that they will have his Social Security number and his driver's license. And we also know that currently he is working at a news company, that his monthly gross income is somewhere between $1,400 and $1,600 a month, and that he has additional income from part-time work, and that is probably paid in cash, clearly not reported. Got it? Mm-hmm. Perfect. So we're going to make copies of that before we give him back to Mr. Vizina. You now have a mechanism to attach his salary. Now, that may not be effective because he may move. Mm-hmm. But while your sister may have had all of his information, you didn't. So I see this order is blank with regard to the pertinent information, how to get in touch with him. Right. Sometimes the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. But if you're going to buy things for the girls, and if you want to obligate him, other than the support order, you have to contact him first. He has to be notified first. But I believe, having read the orthodontist's report, at least one of your nieces, is in need of having this done yesterday, since he is not forthcoming with either support, and since the order that was entered says that he is to maintain insurance for the children, which I assume he has not done because he says he was looking into that and he hasn't done it, I'm entering a judgment in your favor in the amount of $3,850, which will cover the girl's treatment. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may.
Caterer William Patterson is suing neighbor, 29-year-old massage therapist Tim Freytag, for impound fees and loss of wages resulting from false hit-and-run charges.
Order. All rise.
Now, this is case number 495 on the calendar in the matter of Patterson versus Freytag. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mr. Patterson, how long have you and the defendant been neighbors?
Approximately 4 to 5 years.
Ever had any trouble with each other? Other than this incident?
Yes, I have.
Like what kind of trouble?
Well, my dogs were poisoned, my car was hit and run, my tires have been slashed.
What does that have to do with the defendant?
Well, I feel that he filed this report maliciously against me, Your Honor, to make my life
I'm not talking about the
miserable.
report. I'm talking about prior to this report that we're talking about. Had you had any difficulty with him?
Other than incidents, no. I rarely see these people or speak with them.
So, my question is, prior to this incident,
yes,
had you had any difficulty with Mr. Freytag?
No.
According to your complaint, you hit his car.
Yes.
Which was parked.
Yes.
Deliberately.
And that happened on a Friday, the 15th of December. Your claim is that he filed a false report of a hit and run, as a result of which your car was impounded, you lost a catering job, you want him to pay for the impound fees and the loss of income that you had as a result of this catering job.
Yes, Your Honor.
So let's go to December 15th. At what time of the day did you hit his car?
I would say about 8:30 a.m.
What happened when you hit his car?
Well, when I start the car, I put it in gear. The van lurched forward and broke Mr. Freytag's lens covers on his car and scratched his bumper. Then Mr. Freytag came out, running out of his house, yelling at me, and I told him that I was an accident, that I was sorry, that I had insurance, that I would pay for it.
It's not true.
Just a minute. You'll have your turn. Did you give him your insurance card and information?
No, I showed it to him.
What do you mean you showed it to him?
I showed it to him. I said, I have insurance for all my vehicles. He kept yelling at me. He says, why, well, you can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. And I said, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. I have to leave now. And I did it. I had a big event that evening. I will at any time work 3 to 5 parties in a weekend. So
Just try to answer my question, sir.
Okay.
You're not going to get ahead of me. Trust me.
I know.
Trust me.
I do trust you.
You're not. Just trust me that you're not going to get ahead of me. Where were you going?
I was going to the store to pick up some product.
What kind of product?
I think it was paper plates and napkins or something.
Anything else?
It was, you know, I think I needed some sugar and some dairy product and...
So where did you go after you left the store?
I went back and parked
To where? You went back to where?
A street in back of my house, 2 blocks from my house.
And why did you do that?
Because I've been having my tires slashed.
But you had had your tires slashed before and yet you parked in front of your house.
Well, I actually have built a driveway on the side of my house.
You mean just this day you decided when you came back not to park your car there?
It's a hassle to park in that small area that I have.
So instead you parked 2 blocks away?
This time, yes.
And you walked home with all your product?
No, I left the product in the van.
So then whatever you bought you left in the van and you went to your house?
I made some phone calls and, you know, went out in my other car to meet someone.
What time?
9:30, 10 maybe.
So you went to the store, picked up what you needed, you came back, made some phone calls, and then went out again, all in the span of a half hour?
I would say so, yes.
So then you went out again in another one of your cars?
Yes.
Now that car, I guess you weren't worried about having the tires slashed?
No. It had already been slashed.
You mean you drove a car with slashed tires?
No.
And what time did you get home that evening?
We left.
Excuse me?
When I saw my car being towed, I canceled my party and I left.
How did you see your car being towed?
Well, I saw the police in front of my house talking to Mr. Freytag.
About what time, sir?
This is about 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, so you didn't leave?
I was driving by and I saw the police in front of the house talking with Mr. Freytag.
Yes.
And I didn't want to deal with the police. They've been searching my house 3 or 4 times a month.
Just a second. You didn't want to deal with the police at that time.
Yeah.
So I assume that you knew at that time they were talking to Mr. Freitag about the accident that had occurred that morning.
Exactly.
And you didn't want to deal with it at that time.
I don't want to deal with it.
So you left.
Exactly.
Now, then you said something about seeing your car being towed. When did that happen?
My neighbor told me that my van had been towed and that the police were looking for me.
At what time did you see your neighbor?
This was in the early afternoon.
What did you do then?
I went to Santa Barbara.
Is that where the car was?
No, that's where the police weren't.
That's where the police were not?
Yes.
Okay, and why did you do that?
Because I'm afraid of the police.
Okay. Okay. When did you finally make contact with the police, Mr. Patterson?
Monday morning.
So that was 3 days later?
Yes.
Okay, and what did you do?
I went in because I called the detectives, wanted me to come in. I came in, I showed them my insurance, and they let me go.
How did you know to see this particular detective? Was there a note on your door?
How did I don't remember.
Okay. But they told you where your car was?
Yes.
And when was your catering job?
That evening, December 15th.
Well, could you explain to me, I mean, even if I bought this whole story, could you explain to me why Mr. Freitag is responsible for you losing a catering job on December 15th?
Because he had my car filed towed for no other reason than to be malicious. I mean, I've lived next door to him.
Just a second. So you had all this stuff prepared, I assume, for this party on December 15th. If you had everything ready, you go to the party and you do the party. You rent a couple of taxi cabs and you get there. Why is he responsible for that?
Because my van was towed.
I'm saying to you, sir, you have the food for the party, you got the paper plates, you got the sugar, you got the dairy, you got everything else. You want to go over to the party, and I assume that you had done all of this stuff well in advance, at least most of it, certainly done in the morning. He didn't interfere. You weren't in jail. You go to do the party. All right, Mr. Freitag, let's hear your version. He hits your car, you hear a noise. What happened?
I believe he hit my car at 8 a.m. in the morning, and I would like to elaborate on something. I believe that my car being struck deliberately is simply a symptom of a larger scope, a bigger picture. I have evidence of a running log of Bill Patterson harassing his wife, and she at this point is 7 months pregnant. Once I called the police because of it. My witness, John Kelly, has called the police based on this log about 4 times, I believe. So
Can I see the log, please?
It's this wife harassment process, and my worry and my concern for the baby that I believe has brought all of this on.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. William Patterson says neighbor Tim Freitag filed false hit-and-run charges against him. Tim denies the charges were false and says he's concerned for the welfare of William's wife.
Were you aware of the fact that he had called the police as a result of what he believed to be domestic violence in your house?
I believe that he was calling the police, yes.
Is this your wife?
Yes.
Step up. Have you been at home when the police responded to your home?
Pardon me?
Have you been at home when the police came to your home?
Yes.
Involving domestic violence in your home?
The first time, no. Just
At any time?
Yes.
How long have you been married to the plaintiff?
Tomorrow gonna be 3 years.
You have children?
One baby, yeah.
How old is your baby?
7 months.
Does your husband yell?
Sometimes.
Does he yell loud?
He has a loud voice, yeah.
Do you ever yell at him?
Not often.
Has your husband ever put his hands on you?
No.
Never.
No.
Where do you come from?
I'm from El Salvador.
Do you have any other family here?
No.
You're alone?
Yeah.
Do you know the defendant?
Yeah.
Have you ever spoken with him?
Just one time.
When was that?
I think so. I was pregnant when I talked to him. He was doing some gardening, and we live next door, and he just, I don't know, I talked to him.
You never had any problem with him, is that right? You never had any problem with Mr. Freitag?
No.
Can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
I do operate a catering business out of my home. I yell on the phone with my purveyors, with my fishmonger, whoever it is.
That's not what we're talking about
I
here.
understand that's not what you're talking about.
Mr. Patterson, that's not what we're talking
I
about
have
here.
built fences between our properties to try and give my neighbors more privacy.
Illegal
but there is
fence.
there's no domestic violence going on, and I consider this harassment. I mean, we have had the agriculture department, the dog catcher,
Mr.
the
Patterson,
building inspector,
Mr.
every
Patterson.
possible person come and inspect us.
Mr. Patterson, we're not talking about yelling and screaming on the phone, sir, to people who are servicing your business. And when I asked you before whether or not you had had any prior dealings of a negative nature with the defendant, you said no.
Yeah.
But you just told me, sir, you were aware of the fact or believed that he had called the police with regard to what he believed to be domestic violence coming from your home.
I assumed that. I also assumed that he's been slashing the tires and doing all this other malicious stuff to my property.
You want to say anything else, sir?
It sounded one day and several times like his wife was in distress and he was doing the aggressive yelling.
Were you the only one at home when you heard that?
No.
Who else was at home?
John Kelly on many occasions.
Well, step up, Mr. Kelly. I'd like to hear you, sir.
Anna, my other roommate.
Well, that person's not here. Mr. Kelly,
Yes, Your Honor.
you live in the same house as the defendant?
Yes, we share the house.
Have
Along
you
with
ever
another
heard what appeared to be yelling coming from the plaintiff's home?
I would say frequently, Your Honor, if not consistently. And it was I who made the first phone call alleging domestic abuse, and I think it's ongoing.
Can you tell me what you heard the first time?
Very loud yelling, obviously directed at Gloria. We had been concerned about her ongoing, and I just got to the point where I could no longer ignore it. And by this time, she'd had the baby, and I was concerned that the kid should even be in that environment where all the yelling and screaming didn't seem to me like to be the proper place for the job. But in addition to which, I thought that ultimately it could get physical. Mr. Patterson's got a reputation in the neighborhood for being somewhat strange with his temper.
Did you ever hear the same kind of confrontations coming from the house while Miss Patterson was pregnant?
They did not seem to be as regular, and it didn't register me at the with me at the time. I started that log. We actually kept that log on the refrigerator, and I told everybody in and around the house that any time anything happened with this guy to make a note of it, because I suspected something like this was going to come up. I actually wanted to pursue a restraining order. Tim didn't. I think we need one. When I served him the summons in the case that we originally filed against him to get Tim's damages back, he came at me with a 2x4. I actually found that amusing. I wasn't too concerned, as you may have imagined.
I gather. Are you the other neighbor?
Yes.
Step up, sir. Tell me your name.
James Robinson.
How long have you lived in the neighborhood, Mr. Robinson?
8 years.
You know the plaintiff?
Yes, both.
You know his wife?
Yes.
How far away do you live from them?
I live in a condo right next to them, and actually the side of my house faces their side, and then they're on the other side.
Are you friends?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know the defendant?
Yes, friends with them too.
Have any problem with them?
None at all.
Were you the one who told Mr. Patterson that his car had been towed?
That was a guy across the street.
Your Honor, I have some information about the towing.
Yes.
It was actually I who called the police the second time. I became concerned that Mr. Patterson was probably stashing his vehicle in order to cover up evidence of the accident, because when I returned to the house, I actually saw the accident happen. What happened was I went out looking for the van. I found the van. There was clear evidence of the impact on it. I called Tim on his cell phone. He went and took pictures. I then called the police and told them that the reason that I was calling them is that we could not determine either the license or insurance information from Mr. Patterson. The officer was great. He says to me, "We'll go get it." He says, "He'll tell me or I'll take his truck." He went to the house. This is approximately 4:30 in the afternoon. Nobody responded. Police then went back to the truck, called the tow truck. By this time, it's dark, so it's fairly late in the day.
So this was at least at 5:30 or 6 o'clock.
Definitely, it was after sunset. But I was the one that initiated
well
the
after
call.
you'd bring catered food to a party.
I would think so.
Right. Okay. Mr. Robinson.
Yes.
Ever heard any yelling coming from their house?
A few times. But again, I know Billy, and I know that he does have a loud voice, and I know it's harmless.
You don't live with him?
No.
When you heard the loud yelling, Mr. Robinson, you look like a very honest guy. I know I'm going to get honest answers from you. Was that yelling that was coming from conversation with an employee on the telephone, or was it coming from someone who was yelling at his wife?
I think it could have been a combination of both. I think, like I say, Billy's very emotional and can be very loud. I know that he wouldn't hurt her because I've confronted him on that, and I kind of...
Mr. Robinson, you know I've been around the block a little bit in this business.
Right.
When you say you've had conversations with Mr. Patterson about it, it must have bothered you a little bit.
Yeah,
That a fair statement?
Yes.
That it bothered you a little bit. That he's got a wife who comes from El Salvador who doesn't have another living soul here. You don't hear her yelling at him, do you?
No.
Just him. Mr. Patterson, you have no basis for your lawsuit, sir. Instead of following through, you took your car away and you stashed it a couple of blocks away. You saw the police were looking for you. You avoided the police. You said that yourself. You wanted not to deal with the police at all. You figured maybe the whole thing would blow over. I don't know what you thought. The defendant, shh, I'm speaking. You're not going to yell at me. Trust me. The defendant had an absolute right to call the police and say, he hit my car, he took off, he secreted his car along with the evidence of the accident, which was on your car, and the police had absolutely every right to go and impound your car until you came in, which you did, not that day, but 3 days later. The fact that you, according to you, lost a catering job, that's your fault. I believe the witness for the defendant that your car was not towed until much later in the day. And if I had a responsibility of catering a party, I would have hired 2 taxi cabs, said I have all the stuff ready, I'm taking the stuff over there, and I'll deal with this car at some other time. The thing that's most distressing to me is that you lied to me with regard to whether you and the defendant had had any prior negative dealings, and it is clear to me that you did. You were aware of the fact that the defendant had, in fact, called the police with regard to what he believed was domestic violence coming from your home.
I suspected it.
You suspected it. Well, your suspicions were well-founded, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Robinson, who came here today as your witness, was sufficiently concerned with the welfare of your wife to have had a discussion with you about what he perceived to be overbearing, let's use a nice word, overbearing behavior on your part with regard to your wife. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, that's fair.
I didn't say violent. I said overbearing. Put your hand down, sir. I mean, is there something really relevant?
I wrote a note to him on a neighborly basis saying, your child is going to suffer from what you're doing. Why don't you get anger management? And I put it in his mailbox.
Well, there's no question in my mind that he knew that the police complaint emanated from you. I believe that you probably have an anger problem, Mr. Patterson. You had an anger problem that day. Your wife is alone here in a foreign country. She has no family here. And that is a very, very unfortunate circumstance for somebody who is the wife of somebody who has an anger problem. And you do. You have a child, you have a son.
I do not have an anger problem.
Do you have a son, I asked you?
Yes, I have a son.
Sons emulate what they see. If you do not respect their mother and demonstrate that respect on an ongoing basis, you will raise an abuser. If that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it. Your lawsuit before me is dismissed. And, Bird, would you take Mrs. Patterson aside and ask her if she wants to have a discussion with me? I'd be more than happy to speak with her privately in the event that she wants to discuss anything with me privately or any referrals that I might make for her. Thank you.
Judge. Parties are excused. You may step out.
27-year-old nanny, Amy Sanford, is suing her ex-boyfriend, 27-year-old delivery driver Soren Alexanian, for damages to her car and medical bills. Amy claims a drunken Soren grabbed a steering wheel while she was driving.
Come to order. All rise.
Your Honor, this is case number 498 on the calendar in the matter of Sanford versus Alexander.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Ms. Sanford, the defendant had been your boyfriend. According to your complaint, you had an argument one evening. You were out at a series of bars, and the defendant caused some damage to your car. In addition, you claim that he assaulted and hurt you.
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay. When did this incident occur? What date?
August 13th.
Where had you been that evening?
We went out to eat first. Then I got a phone call from a friend saying there was a party. So we went to the party. I saw my friend there. When we got there, we didn't recognize anybody there that we knew. So Soren then suggested another bar. And when we pulled in to the parking lot, I realized it was a strip bar. I immediately said, I'm going to stay in the car. I refused to go in. But then they talked me in and they said they were only going to have one beer.
By this time, what time was it?
12:30. It was getting late. Bars were closing.
Okay. Did you go into the bar?
Yes, I did.
And you stayed for how long?
Enough for them to have 2 pitchers of beer.
Just the 2 of them? Did you drink?
No, I did not.
Your Honor, she was drinking as well. We went out for dinner.
I was drinking before then.
All right. What time did you leave that bar?
When it closed.
What
That was the
time?
only reason why we left. 1 o'clock, I think. 1:30.
And what happened when you got
Well,
into the car?
an incident happened before we even got in the car. We walked out of the bar, and he immediately was furious, punching the window, and he punched it like 5 or 6 times. And then he's like, open the door, unlock the door. And I was like trying to get the keys out of my pocketbook. As soon as we got in the car, I was like, why are you hitting my window? That was why the whole fight just started out. He wanted to get out of the car, because
Was he sitting in the front passenger seat?
Yes, he was.
And you were driving?
Yes, I was.
Go ahead. Now you're driving along and he wants to get out.
I wasn't going in the correct direction to another bar that he wanted to go to, but the way he was disrespecting me the whole entire night, I refused to bring him to another bar. So he grabbed the steering wheel, slammed the car into a curb, just missing a pole. I was in shock, so I just got out of the car. And that's when, I don't even know if I was yelling anything. That's when he grabbed my arm and started throwing me up and down, like flinging me around like a rag doll. And I hit my hip on it was cement steps. Got out of the car, furious, and Soren ran from the scene.
So what happened to your car?
Instant flat tire and multiple damages to the right side of the car.
Do you have photographs of the car?
Yes, I do. This is the rims. I have proof that I have bent rims.
Let me
I
see
also
pictures
have
of the car.
receipts of all the damage.
Just a minute. Okay. Did you seek any medical treatment?
Yes, I did.
When?
About 3 days later. I have medical proof of that. And he also came to the doctor's appointment with me and to get x-rays because my hip hurt so bad.
Did you, in fact, go to the doctors with her?
Yes, I did. She said that she had hurt her side, and I said, there's no way that you got damaged enough that she thought she had a cracked pelvis. I'm like, there's no way you'd be walking around for 3 days.
But she complained to you that she had, in fact, been injured.
3 days later.
And you were...
If she was really injured, then she would have gone that night. She wasn't injured.
But you were sufficiently concerned to accompany her to the doctor, is that right?
She requested that I go with her, and I said, fine, I will.
Were you still seeing each other then?
At the point of the accident, I really didn't want to see her ever again.
Did you see her again?
Yes.
Until when?
Till the day that I paid her the final check.
Which was what date?
Check date was 11/25.
So you continued to see her until November?
Yes.
Now, in your defense, you said you would pay for the damage to the car. And you immediately gave her some money. How much money did you give her?
I gave her $200 cash 1 week, and then I gave her $100 cash the next week after we spoke. And at each week, I asked her, can I have a statement so that I can see what I'm paying for? She got irate with me. She said, I don't have a statement. All I have is a receipt for a total bill. And I said, well, then what do I know that you've done to the vehicle? Have you fixed the side or have you fixed other things? At the time that I issued the check for $180.
Then you gave her another check for $180?
Yes, because...
How much later?
That was probably about another 2 weeks after.
So far, that's all correct. He's given you $480.
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
She then, after I issued her this check, said, now you're going to pay for the rim, right? And I said, no, I'm not paying for the rim. It's warped because you drove away on the rim with the flat tire. Then she wanted payment for the rear of the vehicle. Well, nowhere in her statement does she say the rear of the vehicle got damaged. She just wants more money for other things that never took place.
Let me see the final check that you wrote to her, sir.
The check also says paid in full,
Yes,
and she cashed
that's
it.
what you said in your answer. What kind of car is this?
It's a Hyundai Tiburon FX 97.
Are you driving it?
Yes, I am. I'm driving it damaged right now. It has 2 bent rims on the right side.
How could it have 2 bent rims?
Because it hit on the right side and it wrecked both rims on impact.
Why didn't you tell him that immediately?
I did. He knew all of this. He even made me go to his mechanic to get all this done.
Yeah, no.
I wanted to bring it to my mechanic. This is all the receipts from that. And he was supposed to go down there that day and pay it on his credit card, which he did not. And they were going to lock my car up. And I went down and paid it over. Actually, I paid it over the phone and went down and picked up my own car.
Did you ask her to go to your mechanic, sir?
I asked her, it's not my mechanic, just a place where I've had work done. I asked her, yes, go try this place out.
His is $764.
That's not including the rims that I do need. And this is the price list of the rims.
Your Honor, she damaged those rims. I didn't damage those rims.
I did not.
If I damaged them, it would have been chipped, not warped.
Where did you take your car after the flat tire?
I drove it to a parking lot where I could change the flat tire and continue home, which was not far at all. It did not damage the rims.
Listen, he's responsible for that. Sir, you're responsible for that. If she had to take the car, drive the car even with flat tires to a safe place so that the tire could be changed safely, then you are responsible if the rims were damaged when she rode on those rims. And you could have avoided the whole problem if you stayed there and fixed the tire on the scene yourself.
Well, you know what?
Why
We
didn't
had
you
a
do
chance
that?
to do that. We could have done that.
No,
but
why didn't you, not we, you caused the accident.
because I didn't want to be in the vehicle with her. I didn't even want to talk to her ever again. She did not let me out when I said let me out.
Okay, and you were all drinking a little too much.
I stopped drinking,
Let me just,
Your Honor.
You don't drink at all when you're driving, madam. You don't drink at all when you're driving.
While we were at the strip bar, I stopped drinking because I was so mad.
Let me explain
I
something
know.
to you. What word didn't you understand? You don't drink at all if you're driving.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Amy Sanford says ex-boyfriend Soren Alexanian owes her for damage to her car and an assault.
The rims are $221. Is that right? That's what it says.
Plus tax, yeah.
Your Honor,
Yes.
No, with the tax.
With the tax, yeah.
I have an estimate from a Hyundai dealer that has far below than that. I don't know where she gets 221
Let me see.
from.
For the rims. Let me see. So far, you owe her $284, which is the difference in what you gave her so far and what it's cost her so far to fix it. And you have, is that $172?
I believe that's what it says.
$172 times 2.
Well, why would it be times 2? I don't understand. She
I
said
need to-
front right damage, not rear damage. It's the front right side of the vehicle that we're talking about.
How
She
did
just-
the rear
rims
rim
were dented.
No, how? That's what I don't understand. You only had one flat tire, is that right?
Yeah, but when he hit the curbing, he hit both rims on the curb. I have pictures of 2 rims being dented.
You mean it hit, but it hit harder on the front?
We were going 40 miles an hour.
All right. No, hers is less, sir. I would take hers rather than this one. Because you have 172 times 2. She has 221 for the whole kit and caboodle. That's $505. Now, your lawsuit seeks $1,800.
For pain and suffering due to him throwing me around. I worked
Miss
2
Sanford,
I
Miss
worked
Sanford,
2 jobs.
Miss Sanford, I would have entertained your application for pain and suffering as a result of being thrown on the 15th of August if you hadn't maintained your relationship with him until November.
I only did that to seek my money, Your Honor.
Baloney! Baloney!
Try to work things out. It didn't work out.
Then you try to work things out. It didn't work out. Then you don't say a year later or 6 months later or 8 months later, now I want my pain and suffering. That doesn't work.
It's been taking that long to get anything from him. I went through a lot of pain. He even saw me
Just
go
a
through lot of
second. I can understand you went through a lot of pain. If you wrote him a goodbye note, said goodbye to him, came into court and said he assaulted me, and if you didn't want to proceed criminally, you proceed civilly, right? I could say fine, but if you, I mean, did you have an intimate relationship with the defendant? Answer my question.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you have an intimate relationship with the defendant after August 15th?
I don't know, Your Honor. I don't think so. Shh. We didn't get along
listen,
very well. I could tell
listen,
you that.
I don't care whether you got along very well or not.
He took me out
Are
to
you
eat a
telling
couple
me?
times.
What?
He took me out to dinner a couple times after this all happened.
Miss Sanford, you're telling me you had an intimate relationship with him before and afterwards he maintained a relationship with you and you no longer had an intimate relationship with him for 3 months? Is that what you're telling me? You want me to believe that? No, you don't. But he is responsible for the damage he caused to your car because he took control of the steering wheel of the car. The car was in an accident, and any damage that is the proximate cause of that, he's responsible for. And if there is any question as to whether he's responsible for the damage, I have to find in your favor with regard to that because I wasn't there. Neither was he to fix the car. So the judgment is for the plaintiff in the amount of $505 for the damage to the car. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
When we were in a strip joint, she got angry at me for looking at girls in a strip joint, which is what you go to a strip joint for.
It was really disgusting, degrading to me. I just wanted to leave.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Flynn versus Burbine. Step forward, please.
37-year-old deli worker Shirley Flynn is suing her ex-boyfriend, 39-year-old contractor Raymond Burbine, for the return of her children's baby pictures and a diamond bracelet.
According to the complaint, you and the defendant lived together for a period of 5 years. You've known each other for 10. When you separated, you put your stuff in storage. It's your claim that the defendant retained some of your property.
Yes.
When did you separate your property?
I got evicted from my apartment because of circumstances.
Got evicted from your apartment in what month?
March of 99, 2000. Lived with somebody from March until June.
The two of you lived with somebody else until June?
Yes.
And what property did you take with you when you separated?
I took, like, my clothes. That was about it. I had a little TV that I brought. I share a house with an elderly woman, so I couldn't really take that much stuff.
Okay, you brought a TV?
Yes.
Brought your clothes?
Yes, some of them.
You brought your papers, whatever papers
No.
that were necessary that you have?
Well, I had in storage at his friend's house green folder filled with court papers that he still has.
Court papers?
Yes, very important papers.
What kind of court papers?
For a custody battle.
Custody battle for whom?
My children.
Raymond says all items have been returned and there was never any bracelet.
How old are your children?
14, 15, and 18.
Is that an ongoing proceeding?
No.
It's over?
Yeah.
So those papers are really not essential anymore. That case
No.
is over. Now, what items do you claim he still has in storage?
He has all my pictures from my kids from babies growing up.
Are they in boxes?
Yes.
Do you have her pictures?
No, I do not, Your Honor.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Do you know what happened to those pictures?
Yes, I do.
What happened to
They
them?
were delivered to her
By whom?
by myself
When you say delivered to her, where were they delivered?
to Beverly, Mass. After we were evicted from the apartment, that is correct. And I do have a box of her court papers, but as far as the other belongings,
Oh, we're going to get to the other. But you do have the court papers.
yes, I do.
Okay, and you have no problem with her getting
I have no problem
with her
whatsoever.
getting those. Okay. Now, when you delivered the photos to her, was she at home?
Yes, she was.
Okay, so she actually accepted them.
Yes, she did.
Fine. What's next, Miss Flynn?
My court papers, a diamond bracelet that he had given me.
I read that in your complaint. That's where your problem was, Miss Flynn.
Okay.
You said okay too fast. You want to know why? Because when things don't make sense, they're usually not true. If you're homeless, the first thing that you pack is a diamond bracelet. Before you take your television set, before you take your underwear, you put your diamond bracelet in your pocketbook. So when you said to me in your complaint, Miss Flynn, he has my baby pictures, a crystal bowl that was given to me by my ex-husband, and a diamond bracelet, I said, this woman thinks that I'm some sort of a dumbo. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes. That was one of the things that was in with my court papers.
Oh, that was quick thinking. So if the diamond bracelet is there, you'll find it when he returns the
No,
box
he
of
won't.
court
He already
papers.
told me that his probation officer said that I don't, unless I have a receipt for it, which it was a gift.
No. Listen to me. If what you're telling me is you put the diamond bracelet in the court papers, I assume that when you get the box of court papers, you'll find the diamond bracelet. If you don't find the diamond bracelet there, I suggest you go and look in your underwear drawer. It's probably there. What else?
My kitchen appliances, a lot. He has clothes of mine still.
What else do you have, Mr. Burbine?
I have a box of court papers. Everything else was delivered to her at her home in Beverly. I have affidavits from whose garage the things were stored in.
I can't take affidavits, sir.
Okay, but everything else was
How
delivered.
long ago were they delivered?
I would say the latter part of August.
Do you recall that?
He brought me some of the stuff, not all of it.
Fine.
I told him I had a list of things missing, and I read him the list.
And what did he say?
He told me that he was going to be getting his own apartment in 3 weeks and that he would go through the stuff and give me my stuff.
Okay.
And that's been going on for almost a year.
Okay. So you have some kitchen appliances.
Yes.
You mean bowls and a toaster?
Dishes, toaster, can opener, all kinds of stuff. I lived in that apartment 17 years, so 17 years worth of stuff.
I can't split that up. You can get your court paper, but I can't split that up. I'm not going to say, you listen, you have service for 12, you take 6 and he takes 6. That's not what courts are here for.
Most important to me are my children's baby pictures.
Well, but you don't know what happened to them. I don't think he's retaining them. If he returned property to you, what possible reason would he have to retain your children's baby pictures?
He was very close to my daughter and my boys. And I called him, I've called him several times and asked him to bring them back. And he said that he did have them.
Do you have any pictures of your
Your
children?
Honor, you know, she's telling the truth. I was close to the children, but no obligation to keeping baby pictures that do not belong to me. I am not...
Have you gone through everything that
I
was
have
in
went
storage?
through every piece of box, bag in that garage, and the only thing I do have are the litigation papers for her custody battle.
How big a box is it?
It's approximately, I'd say, 2 foot by a foot.
Is it possible there are pictures in there?
In the bottom, it may be, but I did go through the box to make sure none of my belongings were in there when I was served on my birthday.